Okay, so this is going to be a rough video, my first one, but with the hell I've been through trying to get this hub off of a '05 Chevy Equinox, I thought it would help you other guys that are pulling your hair out as well. So I think I'm just about to get it. Basically I took the wheel off. Started to pull the rotor off, and the whole brake assembly wouldn't come off with it. So I just had to take the whole thing off anyway. So I just took it off, hung it up by a clothes hanger so that there wouldn't be pressure on the brake hose, and just letting it sit there. Before I even started, I thought I was going to have to take the whole spindle off. So I had already had these two bolts loose. I put them back, realizing that only the hub comes out. I had already taken the tie rod end off, but that's a good thing, because now you can move the thing around and get different angles to work on this wheel bearing assembly. I took the stud bolts out. You had to turn them around so that you get a flat part, so that the lug nuts, the lug bolts, could slide easily past the wheel bearing assembly. So I took all of those out kind of after the fact, but because what I did was I took one of these holes and I got a 1/2 inch threader, because a 1/2 inch bolt won't go through there, but it needs that kind of size to give you the kind of pressure you need to pull back on this assembly. So I took this threader and I threaded one of the lug nut bolts. It's an easy thread because it's almost the same size. Matter of fact, it could be bigger if you wanted to actually thread a bolt through there into the spindle to hold your pressure. But 1/2 inch worked. I used a 1/2 inch bolt. I really don't need this nut here. I thought I might need it later on to give some kind of pressure, but I don't need this bolt on here. But I threaded it through, and I started threading my nut through. I guess if this nut slipped, then you could wheel this back and you could have pressure, and then you could turn this screw with a lot of pressure. So I started screwing it in there. Of course, this stripped out. The lug hole stripped out. So I went and I put another bolt, or excuse me, another nut on the back side of this, so that I could have pressure, and this is what I'm tightening. So it was fast still. I did the same thing a lot of guys do. They take the sledgehammer and start beating on the thing with no luck. You can see here I've got some separation now, and I thought before I take this thing out, I'd make this video to help you other guys doing the same thing. You can see the shiny part of the hub assembly right in here, so I've gotten it about maybe 1/8 inch, 3/16 coming out. So I'm going to come and I'm going to turn this video off, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in the meantime. I'm going to take this wrench and tighten this up. It's putting pressure. Now you got to find a place on the spindle. You got to find a place, and the best place is under here. If I can get a good angle. It's a nice wide place. I'd started up here on this part, and I started coming out and realizing it was going to break, but I still couldn't get this edge right here broke. See, it's broke now. It's coming out. But I couldn't get this edge broke, so I went ahead and I had to jack the other side up so I could turn this thing, and my jack released some pressure, so the wheel's touching. But anyway, you jack the other side up, and now you can turn this wheel any place you want, and that's how I got all these studs out. I turned it so I could get them right on this flat part. So I got all the studs out, and I turned the hub around so that I could catch this side. Now I can put pressure on this side, and I can beat this side with the sledgehammer. So that's what I'm going to continue doing. screwing this back nut tight, putting pressure against the spindle, at the same time pulling this thing out squarely so that I don't bind, and it'll come out, get a better chance of coming out evenly and easier. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope if I come back to this, I hope it helps you. Maybe you can see the finished product. If I don't, you ought to be able to do it with this. So we'll see what happens.